Hey guys, it's Tpok, back in Katawa Shoujo. Funny thing just happened. So, I'm gonna be gone, out of town, Monday and Tuesday. So I was gonna record an hour worth of Katawa Shoujo and split that up for the 3 days, 20 minutes per day. Just finished my 1 hour recording, only to realize that Fraps had the wrong setting or something. Basically, I lost everything. Then I found this out 10 minutes ago, after I was frantically where did I save it? I know it says here, but it's not there. And it's just oh, I forgot to put a checkbox thing there. So yeah, I'm gonna redo it all. Sorry, it's not gonna be a blind playthrough, but I got pretty far. So yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then, yeah, I'm gonna take frequent drinking breaks because my voice is not that good after 1 hour of recording and reading straight through something. So, yeah. In the class the next afternoon, I'm 2 problems into a math logic worksheet when a folded up piece of paper hits me in the head. I'm sure I know whom it's from, but I quickly look around the classroom anyway, just in case. No one in this classroom is good at acting casual. I can tell everyone saw who threw it at me, and looking at the culprit herself, it was obviously Shizune. She isn't even trying to be coy about it. The countryside is so different. At my old school, I would have no idea who it was right now. Opening up the note, it says, "Misha is absent. Help me out today after school." I don't understand what's with the note. Why can't you just use sign language? A large part of how I learned sign language was by copying Misha's style of signing her words as she speaks, so I bring up blurting the sentence out loud and sign it to Shizune. A slight laugh goes around the room. How awkward. I'll help if I don't have to do a lot. That's silly. Obviously, if Misha is absent, you have to help out as much as 2 people. I don't know if that really means anything. After all, Misha was complaining yesterday mostly about how Shizune wouldn't let her help at all. I don't do much as is either. My nose is doing this weird thing. Or it's oh, I'm gonna cause you... You know when you sneeze and there's a moment of short burst of pain, kinda? And then it's oh, good. It's not really when you sneeze, it's the build up before a sneeze where it's kinda painful. It keeps doing that, and it's annoying because it won't let me sneeze. It's annoying. After pretending to think it over a bit, I write her a note back telling her I will. I'm actually happy she asked me because I've been meaning to talk to her for a while. It's a good opportunity, but I feel I should at least make it look like I'm putting up some resistance to the idea. I go back to my worksheet and immediately get stuck on the 3rd problem. After trying to work around it, I casually toss my own note over to Shizune. It says, "Why is Misha absent, and what's the answer to question 3? She told me that she was sick, and it's her voice. And her stomach hurt. Misha gets stomach aches a lot, but I wish she'd picked a better time for it this week. Use sign language. My voice, it's dying. I think she has a stomachache because of the way she sucked down a parfait larger than her head the other day. If she gets them quite often, though, it's a coincidence, or she has a habit of eating things that can put her in debilitating pain. I noticed the teacher staring at us disapprovingly. I don't blame him. We're talking in class, and with sign language in quite a visible and distracting way. I try to clearing my throat to back out of our conversation, but Shizune doesn't get the hint. Well, obviously. Before I try to get the message across again with my hands, however, I can see Shizune notices what's up. She just doesn't care. Do you still want to know the answer to question 3? Oh, I will tell you, but you will have to give me the answer for question 25. Hey, I was just thinking about how a teacher who didn't know sign language could think we were abusing it and using it to cheat if he were to assume the worst. I can't believe you're actually doing that, and I'm not up to 25. You wanted to know what the answer to 3 was. You asked first, hypocrite. You're the student council president. You can't cheat. I don't have time for this, and I think I'm trying the teacher's patience to the breaking point. I'd like to continue taking pot shots at her while working on the math problems in front of me, but it would require at least 2 extra hands. Shizune is a bit more creative, and gets around this limitation by using long, semi-broken strings of simpler words. I take a couple mental notes in between being dizzied by a couple of particularly long equations. Right before the bell rings, she caps her pen and triumphantly slams it on her desk, with an ear-popping crack that makes the whole room jump, quickly forgotten because everyone would rather go to lunch than question its origin. After a couple brief stretches, she gets up and hovers around my left shoulder. Are you still not done? I was going to ask you if you wanted me to hand in yours too while I was up. Someone distracted me, and I had to beg the teacher to give me 9 minutes between now and the end of passing to finish it. It's not easy to solve this one-handed while having a conversation, by the way. He wasn't happy with the request, wanting to get out of here as much as I do. Since I'm only one problem away from finishing, it looks like Shizune doesn't really believe me. The second that I'm done handing it in, I found myself being dragged to the student council room. It's eerily and annoyingly clean. I can't find what I was working on yesterday. Where is everything? I did some cleaning. That doesn't tell me anything. See, it's like you forgot where you even put your stuff away. Oh well, if I can't find it, I guess I'll just go home. It's in the drawer right there. Shizune sulks, and I pull out the posters I was working on, and then shuffle them around a little since she stacked them by color. It's not that I'm taunting her, I just have my own system, although I doubt she would believe me if I were to tell her. I like it when things are a little messy. It's more natural, and a time saver. It's alright where I left it, and I don't have to go looking through shelves just to find what I was working on yesterday. Lazy. That's not true, I'm not lazy, you just always go too far. I quickly glance at her desk, a memo pad neatly placed at one corner, behind it a small desk calendar with each box filled with notes in a neat but microscopic handwriting. On the right, 3 boxes of pens in blue, black, and red. Look, you even put the pens back in their original box at the end of each day, all color-coded and everything. I don't think that even can be called being a neat freak. What do you do with them? Throw them in a mug on your desk? Hey, I think that's being organized enough. You're so disorganized you can't even comb your own hair down properly. Yeah. That's funny because he's got that hair antenna. That hurts. It's not like I don't try, it just won't stay flat. I pick up a box of pens and quickly pop it open to see if she also puts them in so they're all facing the same direction. She understands what I'm thinking and doesn't look very amused. It turns out that the box wasn't closed very properly on the bottom, and as soon as I pick them up, they immediately pour out of it like a waterfall. My fault, I'll get them, don't worry. I bent down to pick up the pens, forgetting that with her attention focused on them, she couldn't have possibly seen me signing to her. Shizune's head bumps into my chest, not very hard, but it unbalances me enough to make me fall over. I laugh it off, and expect her to do the same, when she stiffens and backs away from me instead. A feeling of dread begins to creep over me. That is a weird reaction. I start to think about why she would have such a strange reaction. It's pretty obvious. She just bumped headfirst into someone with a heart condition. Shizune would know I have one. Maybe thanks to the records her student council duties give her access to, or at the very least, she would know I have something severe enough to need monitoring. So she is treating me like I'm made of glass. For her, it's the natural way to react. I haven't forgotten how she freaked out when Emmy knocked into me on my first day here. Why would it be any different for her? I'm sure she is remembering that right now. I can see it on her face. She looks angry at herself. It would be a good opportunity to bring up that time when she saw my pills. Even though I don't want to drag that back up, it would be a good idea to. It would clear the air. Still, I'm afraid I'd end up saying nothing. Partly because as I imagine having to draw her attention from the floor, and then having to sign what kind of a cripple I am to her one gesture at a time, the idea begins to seem more and more depressing. Taking a seat, I decide to just try and finish up these posters to get my mind off of it. There are some that I don't remember making. From the wall-to-wall text and the ultra-neat handwriting, I can tell Shizune must have done these. That means the remainder must have been done by Misha. They are a lot more visual, with cute little stylized pictures of us on them. I don't know how I feel about being used as a mascot character, but I'm not really thrilled by it. Oh, drink break. Punch microphone break. Dr. Pepper. Some time passes, long enough for the sun to start setting. I hear Shizune putting down her pen and cracking her knuckles methodically, one at a time. It's so loud in the silence of the room that I look up, wondering if she's trying to get my attention. Although it wasn't what she intended, when she notices me looking at her, Shizune begins to sign without skipping a beat. Let's take a break. Let's take a break. I'm surprised you would say that. It's okay, I'm almost done anyway, and I'm hungry. Aren't you? A little. I'm really hungry. We could order something. I was thinking of you. I already have something to eat. Where? She produces a cinnamon bun from under her desk, raising it to head level slowly like a magician levitating a rock. But there's only one. Not enough for both of us. Ah, how dramatic. I can tell what this means. A feeling of deja vu briefly washes over me. We could just split it. That's no fun. So boring. Let's play Shogi for it. Oh, I should have looked up what Shogi is. It sounds kind of like checkers. Or like... Oh, well, I read ahead of you guys, so never mind. She already has the board out. The desk must have everything in it. Not chess? Chess has boring promotions. This is better. I don't know about that. Well, I'm actually pretty decent at Shogi, so this is fine. Is that so? Okay, we can make it a little more interesting then. Each move has to be completed in 30 seconds. You can add a rule too. No thanks. Anything I could add would only hurt me more than it would help. A 30-second time limit is already too tight for me. You're making me regret thinking it was alright to brag a little. After Shizune wins the right to go first in a quick coin toss, she immediately starts playing with the aim of promoting all of her pieces as soon as possible. It seems like a very basic playstyle, and I can't help thinking it might be a trap of some sort. It's not though. The draw of the game to Shizune appears to be the fact that she can upgrade her pieces and steal mine. She's very good at it, but it makes her predictable. I end up doing a little better than I had expected to. The 30-second time limit is pretty painful though. The game ends in a draw. At this point, I think you're supposed to go either for a rematch or tally the pieces for points. Shizune doesn't want to go again in the interest of time, but winning on points clearly doesn't satisfy her. She sits there, shifting a silver general on one edge to the other as she contemplates which of those two options she'll go for. It takes so long that I think she's completely forgotten about the bet. Eventually she stops fiddling with the shogi piece and puts it down. Is Misha angry at me? That really came out of nowhere. Shizune's frankness is disorienting because, with her, any kind of candor is a sign of total seriousness. There's no playful smile on her face, instead it's her usual stoic mask of concentration, ready to try and see if I'm about to tell her the truth. I'm upset that she thinks I would tell her anything else, but I also know that they have probably fought recently out of my sight, and it makes me feel warm to know that they both care about each other so much. No, I strongly doubt it. Did you know that she thinks you're angry at her? Shizune nods slowly and uncomfortably. Yes. She was more roundabout with the question than you. Kind of surprising, because I thought you were the one who liked playing games. Not all the time. Are you two having some kind of fight? No. She is very quick to deny it and not happy with the thought. I feel like I've stepped on a landmine. Sorry. Actually, yes. Just a tiny one. I know that she has no interest in the student council. She only joined because of me. I'm still grateful. I'm so happy she's my friend. But I don't understand what she is upset about this time. Why don't you just ask her? She won't tell me. I'll figure it out by myself instead. I was sure I was very perceptive. That I was very perceptive, even if I can't hear. Ah, my nose. That was dumb. I know better now. It is probably something that is my fault. Shizune doesn't elaborate further on what it could have been. I'm sure that it was because she doesn't fully understand the situation herself. It's odd to think that Shizune, usually so sure of everything, could be so scared by a little argument with a friend. But the more that I think about it, the more it makes sense. Well guys, I'm gonna end it here. I'm gonna have to make shorter videos in order, because the reason I did it all in an hour span was because I was short on time. And now I'm even shorter on time. So yeah, if you're watching this today, Sunday, I would recommend going and watching the Girls' Day concert, comeback concert. I don't know what website. It's streaming on some website. But yeah, Girls' Day. They're the best, so yeah. That's what I'm doing tonight. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.